This is the Untraditional Anime Broadcast. I'm your host, Ross Michaels, and today we're going to be talking about how Team 7 is one of the best teams in anime history. Before we get started, let's define what makes an anime team. First up, you have the protagonist, the literal bedrock of the team. Your main character must hold some type of ideology. For example, even though Luffy is a very simple character, he always holds to his ideology of freedom above all else. And everything about him represents this, even his power set. His stretchiness is a representation of his freedom. Now let's look at Naruto. Naruto's ideology is that one only needs friendship and hard work in order to achieve their goals. And this is best represented by Naruto being able to befriend Kurama and his shadow clone jutsu. Each one of his shadow clones represents a friend or loved one that has helped him throughout his journey. The other thing that a main character must have is a iconic look, and Naruto has that in spades. Naruto's main color scheme is orange and blue. Kinda looks familiar, doesn't it? Even though Naruto's whiskers are kinda weird once you think about it, it does help him stand out from the rest of his cast. Between Naruto's iconic look, morals, and easy to understand goal of being Hokage, Naruto makes a great main character. But what is an anime team without its supporting character? And in this spot we have Sakura. Before everyone freaks out, I do understand why everyone hates Sakura. But when it comes to functioning inside this team narratively, I actually really like her. I would compare Sakura to Usopp and Krillin. Strong fighters in their own right, but ultimately used to highlight how strong the main character is. Now, is it fair that the only female character on this team is used to highlight how strong Naruto is and to chase Sasuke? No. But as the series goes on, she becomes much more than that. And by the time we get to Boruto, she's one of the most interesting characters in this series. I would go as far as saying that the series would not work without her. Next up, we have the rival. And boy, did Kishimoto write a good rival for Naruto. As great as Naruto is as a main character, Sasuke is just as great, if not more, as his rival. Kishimoto once reflected that he hates writing rival characters, but you would not know that based on how well written Sasuke is. Sasuke is an exact reflection of Naruto, both in ideology and in looks. While Naruto's color scheme is very bright and vibrant, not really good for being a ninja, honestly, Sasuke's is very dark, consisting of blacks and blues. Now, the most interesting part about Sasuke's character is that his motivation has nothing to do with Naruto. It would have been so easy to make Sasuke's motivation to also be Hokage, but instead, Kishimoto made the great decision of making Sasuke's goal revolve around revenge. The reason why this is such a great idea is because in order for Naruto to become Hokage, he has to gain friends and allies throughout his journey. Compared to Sasuke's goal, which is to kill his older brother, which requires him to become more and more isolated, which makes a great clash of ideologies throughout the series. Next up is their sensei, Kakashi. The hard part about writing a mentor character is that you either have to deal with the fact that you have to kill them off, or they become obsolete to the story because their students have surpassed them. For example, Master Roshi has not been important to Dragon Ball's story since before Z. So how does Kishimoto avoid this problem? Well, by the time it becomes a problem, he completely shifts the perspective of the story. By the time that it's revealed that Obito is still alive, Kakashi becomes almost like a second main character. If it wasn't for Kakashi's deep connection to Obito, Kakashi would have been irrelevant to the rest of the story. This ability to shift perspectives whenever he needs to is why Kishimoto is one of the best anime writers. and why Team 7 is one of the best anime teams in history. Any pitfalls that a writer might face when writing a anime team, Kishimoto manages to avoid by writing in different perspectives. He also doesn't just do this with Team 7. He does this with other characters outside of Team 7 like Gaara, Lee, Shikamaru, and many more, which allows Team 7 to be put in the larger scope of the story. We get to see members of Team 7 from outside perspectives. Between Kishimoto's writing style and strong character motivations and powers that complement each other, it's hard to deny that Team 7 isn't the best anime team in all of history.